Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to MirNews. Very good morning to every one of you guys who are watching right now because we've got some crazy transfers to talk about. There's going to be some confirmed transfers, and we'll also be getting to the unconfirmed ones. So thoughts on the confirmed transfers, etc., and then predictions of where the unconfirmed transfers are going to be going, right? So first, let's get straight to the confirmed transfers here for MirNews. Let's talk about RRQ's roster. So just recently, RRQ have revealed their roster, their lineup. I think it was 2 days ago. The MPL roster. So it's already confirmed right now that they're going to be having Irad, Brusco, Skyler, Bunny QT, Banana, Don, Octa, Clay, Zaya, and a very big surprise in Coach Vren as well. Right off of Vren's World Championship win. He is now in RRQ. Very quick transfer made as well. So you can definitely see the effort. I would say RRQ are the length they're going to try to really win season 13 right now. And I think we'll start with the first transfer that I really like from RRQ is Irad. I think this was kind of bound to happen. We've already spoken about RRQ getting a new jungler for a while now. One of the biggest weaknesses that they had last season, or no, the biggest weakness that they had last season was jungle. They didn't have a proper jungle. I mean, Fersic was doing a good job whenever he got his heroes, but whenever he didn't get his heroes or whenever his heroes were taken away, it was really hard. He was really suffering in the hero pool department, and that's what really stopped him from being a great jungler compared to the other junglers in MPL Indonesia. He kind of lost his touch in the assassin department, and that's what really made him special when he first joined EVOS Legends in Season 7. That's what made EVOS champions, actually. It's just really sad to see that, but hey, that's what happens when you don't improve, when you don't step up to the competition. You're going to be replaced, especially for a team as big as RRQ, right? I mean, they're looking for improvement as fast as possible, and they found it in Irad. I think this is going to be a very big upgrade. Very massive upgrade from Fersic, because Irad can do both. Even though his utility isn't as good as his assassin, I think that's pretty... I have to agree. I have hyped this ban up for quite a while as well, right? I mean, in RSG, every single time, I would say he's better than H2, better than Demon Kite. I would say that many times in my restreams, watch parties, and analysis videos, and I'm really glad that I get to see this guy now in MPL Indonesia. It's almost like, dude, these junglers that I would always talk about in watch parties, they end up coming to Indo, right? It started with Kyrie, and then now it's Irad. But I think for Irad, I caught him like a bit earlier. For Kyrie, I think everybody noticed at the same time, right? M3, everybody was like, "Geez, what a fucking mechanical god." But for Irad, I think I was one of the earliest casters to say that this guy is actually a god, and he needs to play. Because I remember seeing him in MPLI 2022. Yeah, 2022. MPLI 2022? Yeah, was it 2022? I believe it was, yeah, MPLI 2022. He was playing instead of Demon Kite, and I was like, this guy's better, bro. This guy's is good. My opinion, right? Again, different opinions from everybody. But next, let me know what you think about Irad. Next, we're going to move on to Brusco. Now, when we have an upgrade like Irad, now we're going to get to the downgrade, right? Again, me personally, my opinion, no hate to Brusco, right? I don't want to get into his mental. I don't want to try to affect him, but this is just my opinion. Again, if Brusco's watching this, no offense at all, bro. I can't wait to see you play, but on paper, I think Naomi was the better performer, right? I mean, if we take a look, both season 12 performances from Brusco and Naomi was one of the strong points of RRQ, which was that's why it was super weird for me to see Naomi get farewelled. I know that with Brusco joining in, it's kind of tough already for them to balance the imports. So understood. But I really hope Brusco steps up. I really hope Brusco doesn't end up being a disappointment here, because coming off of Naomi, right, trying to fill the shoes of Naomi is going to be quite tough, especially considering the hero pool as well. Brusco has a wider hero pool, definitely. I would say it's much easier for both the coaches to draft for Brusco compared to Naomi. Naomi is very pick-off centric, very engaged centric. If he doesn't get those heroes, he also struggles. So kind of the same pattern for Fairstick and Naomi, and I think that's what Brusco brings to the table. But overall, I would say in the roam department, it's still a bit of a downgrade. Now gold lane, I think Skylar is Skylar, still best Indonesian gold laner. With CW, right? I would say on specific heroes like the Beatrix, the Claude, he's number one in Indonesia, 100%. One of my favorite players as well. But with the addition of Bunny Cutie in the gold lane, I would actually say that this is going to be the most competitive gold lane lineup in MPL Indonesia. Why? Because both these gold laners, it's literally the best gold laner of MPL Indonesia and the best gold laner of MDL Indonesia in one team. Bunny QT has so much potential. If you guys didn't know or don't know who Bunny QT is, Bunny QT was part of Tiger Wong Esports. It was an amateur team, tier 3 team, and they were able to beat RRGPH in one of the Kohai C championships. RRGPH with full lineup, I believe. I don't know if it was with Irad, but it was Nats and Light and etc. And it was very, very impressive to me. He was able to beat him, and he was the top performer. A lot of people actually gained respect for Bunny Cutie after that matchup because of his name as well. You know, very similar to the world champion, Benny Cutie. But ever since then, I didn't really get to see him that much, right? And I was confused. Like, where's this young player? Where's this talented, very full of potential kind of player going to? And he went to Bosku. It's basically like Tiger Wong and Bosku, the team that he was in, the team that he won MDL with. It's kind of like this. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but it's kind of the same, apparently, same owners. So Bosku ended up going to win. Like they ended up winning MDL Indonesia last season, and Bunny QT was the standout for me. But everybody on the team was kind of a standout. Their jungler Gugun is amazing, and he's also apparently been picked up. Rins as well, very, very good player. So a lot of amazing players in that team. MDL champions have already been taken by MPL teams, and Bunny QT is one of them. Glad to see him finally get to show himself in the MPL. Very tough competition in Skylar, but I think it's good. As a gold laner, you need to have tough competition, especially considering the league has a lot of tough competition, a lot of new gold laners, imported gold laners that are going to be coming as well. So he's got to learn from the best in Skylar in Indonesia, right? Banana and Dawn. So gold lane, positive. Irad also in the jungle, positive. We have one negative so far with Brusco. Not a big negative, but it's still a downgrade compared to Naomi for me. Banana and Dawn, another, in my opinion, downgrade. A bit harsh, but same kind of thing. I think based on the performance of Season 12, again, I don't know what's going on in scrims, right? They probably chose these players based on scrims. I would assume they would choose their players based on scrims. But Dyron, Season 12, stole the show. Whenever he played, it just felt different. He knew the timing was so good. The ganks were so good. The laning was pretty solid too. He didn't really have any big weaknesses. Maybe hero pool is one of his weaknesses. It's been one of his weaknesses since Rebellion days. Maybe Banana and Dawn has that over him, and maybe that's the pattern here, right? For Brusco, for Irad, for Banana, Dawn, all the improvements or all the changes they've made have been changes that go one way, which is bigger and wider hero pool. Maybe that's going to be the angle. Overall, still like Dyron a bit more, but hey, what can you say? Next, Octa and Clay in the mid lane. Octa was a solid mid laner in MDL, but I think this should be where like RRQ is the weakest in the mid lane. I feel, because even though he was good in MDL, I don't know how good he's going to be in MPL. Like he wasn't the best player I've ever seen in MDL. He was a mid laner. He was a solid mid laner, but no flashiness, nothing too crazy. When he does pick Selena, though, it's very impressive. His Selena is very, very good from his days in Aura before he joined RQ MDL. For Clay, standard performance. I think mechanically he has dipped quite a bit performance-wise. And the reason being is he was the in-game leader. He was the captain for last season. I don't know if he's going to be the captain again for this season. I suppose so. And I think one season, like last season, should be enough for him to adapt completely to that IGL role, to the captain role. At first, it's going to be very hard to make calls while playing, while focusing on mechanics, and that's why a lot of people have been hating on Clay. But I am actually quite a big fan of Clay, and I think he will actually do quite well this time with RRQ. I think he will learn from the mistakes that he made in Season 12, and he will pop off this season. So watch out for RRQ, because this team is looking absolutely scary, especially with their duo coach lineup. They got Zaya, the head coach, experienced from last season, already knows the boys, already understands a bit of Indonesian, maybe a lot of Indonesian now as we speak. And Vren. A lot of people don't tell me that as a head coach, Vren doesn't work. Maybe that's true. As an analyst, he does. And that is for sure true, right? Because he just won M5 with Vren. And I can't wait for this combination, Zaya and Vren. Zaya, he's already very smart about the game. He's already a very good drafter. On top of that, now Vren, with his unique picks and unique strategies, RRQ is going to be scary. But when we get to the other rosters, every team's going to be scary next season. Unfortunately, we don't really have like the main lineups for everyone. RRQ is the first team to announce their roster. But with that, it also comes with their MDL roster. And, you know, all the questions that we've been asking on stream when we were watching the video as well. We're like, where's Dyron? Where's Dyron? Apparently, Dyron's going to be playing for the MDL lineup, guys. Which is such a bummer to me. Such a talented player, such a good player. I'm a big fan of Dyron. Been a big fan of Dyron for a while now. And to see him now in MDL instead of MPL, especially after Season 12 being the standout, is super sad. I really hope towards the end of the season, like, he gets a chance to get promoted to MDL. Maybe he performs super well in MDL, because Dyron is one of those players that I feel like is kind of similar to Dilar, right? Dilar, for everything we've heard from Dilar, from EVOS side, is he doesn't perform in scrims. Maybe that's true, but he does perform on stage. Sometimes we have these anomalies, guys. We have these kind of weird players who do that. They don't perform in scrims, but in high-pressure situations, they perform, which is weird. I know. As a coach, you want to try to build it based on data. You want to try to choose your players based on data, but sometimes data doesn't make sense. Sometimes you just have to understand that the game isn't played on paper. There are a lot of moments where, on paper, this team is better, but they lose. Stage pressure, overcoming that, playing under pressure is something that is very important. And I think that's something that Dyron and Dilar kind of have in common. Even after all the bad scrims, Dilar and MSC was 100% better than Psychots. No, I think everybody can agree on that. That one game he played against Onic was the best XP, one of the best XP performances against Onic. Dyron too, when he played at MPL Season 12. Tell me what you guys think about this. Dyron and Dilar, obviously, in the comment section. What do you think about that? Do you think they should have tried Dyron on stage, or is it too much of a risk? But we're going to move on to the next one. Confirmed transfers, Bigetron Alpha coaching staff. Now, they have an addition in the coaching staff department. Aldo, no longer the head coach for Bigetron Alpha. Now it's going to be Kezcute. Who is Kezcute? Ex-Dota player, was the captain of Boom Indonesia, the team for Dota. And he just recently won in Liga Nasional. First champion for the Tier 3 amateur tournament of Mobile Legends Bang Bang in Indonesia, Liga Nasional, with a lot of amateur teams. And it's very, very impressive for him to join first season, I believe, with a very new team as well, and winning it. And there's been a lot of hype in Indonesia about Kezcute. I think the owner of Boom, the team that he was in for Dota, mentioned that, tagged the CEO of Bigetron as well, and said, I don't know how you will not win M6 with Kezcute in your lineup. So, hey, there's a lot of hype. Me as a Bigetron fan, I'm very, very excited. I think Bigetron Alpha has very, very good tools to pop off next season. They already have such an amazing team last season, man. I mean, to be fair, right? Their trio mid is so good. Super Ken is one of the best junglers in Indonesia. I would say the best Indonesian jungler. Indonesian jungler. Kyrie is not Indonesian. Kyrie is different. We don't talk about Kyrie. He's an alien. He's on another level, all right? So, Super Ken, second best to Kyrie in MPL Indo, right? So, I think he is the best Indonesian jungler. Next, also they got Moreno, right, and then Key. That trio mid, and then Vin as well. That trio mid is already disgusting. I think what can be improved from Bigatron should be their side laners. Sorizo, Hero Pool could be fixed, and for gold lane, Shive was amazing. Saken was amazing, but they stayed in their prime in such a very short period of time. Saken was only Snapdragon, and Shive was like he was still trying to get there, but he got there towards the end of the playoffs, but not enough, right? Bigatron will get a new gold lane, and I think that's no secret anymore. We'll talk about the predictions later. Okay, so Bigatron gold lane, who's it going to be later? But for the rest of the coaching staff here, Kescute, Raiseboy, and Fala. Raiseboy and Fala, very, very good as well. I've heard, I mean, Raiseboy's always good. He's the type of coach that's able to round up the folks. You know, he's the ducky in the team. If you guys want a reference, like for Vren, Ducky is more of the outgame guy. You know, he gives the players support mentally, and gives the player these pep talks, builds these players, and that's what I see in Raiseboy. Raiseboy is kind of that kind of coach, right? And Kescute and Fala will be the real guys behind the scenes, actually strategizing and looking for loopholes and mistakes on an enemy team and trying to analyze that. Okay, so that's the whole staff thing. I think Fala is a very, very good coach, by the way. I've heard from many players and analysts and coaches that in terms of drafting, he's amazing, but he just doesn't have the confidence in him. So maybe that's why they got Kescute as the head coach now, someone a bit more confident, someone a bit more used to the leader role, and they're still going to be able to utilize that great mind in Fala, which is great. Next, we're going to move on to Homeboys. This is crazy. Udil, bro. I'm sorry, got to overshadow Nets because Udil is such a big transfer. This guy has been in Alter Ego for the longest time. This guy has been trying to say, no, I'm not going to go into Homeboys for a while now. And I knew from the very start that Udil was going to go to Homeboys. I won't tell you how, but a very good friend of mine told me Udil, our Homeboys are very interested in Udil. And it's I mean, I'm going to be watching a lot of MPL Malaysia because of this, guys. And this is, again, one of the reasons that I feel, again, imports are a good thing. Because now I shit you not, Udil brings so much viewership. Everybody loves Udil, man. Like, this guy is a spicy boy. He become and he's always fun in interviews. He's a character. He's a personality on top of being very, very good at the game. He's one of the players who's actually still competitively playing, who's been in the game for a long time. And that's not something we see a lot in Indonesia. That's why I have so much respect for Udil, so much respect for his drive. Spoke to him a couple of times, and he still has that championship drive. He still wants to be champion. He still works extremely hard. And I really hope that with Homeboys, he'll be able to find that success. I can only wish all the best for Udil. This guy's wise, humble, a great person. Very, very... I don't know. I only have good things to say about Udil, man. From working with him, from chatting with him, from seeing him play and seeing him in interviews, he's always just such a stand-up guy. And joining Homeboys, I think it's going to be a very, very good thing because I'm going to be watching a lot of MPL Malaysia now. Nets as well, though. Even though a lot of Filipinos are, I don't know if it's just probably Filipinos, but I don't know. A lot of people didn't like Nets. Everybody said he was overconfident, etc., blah, blah, blah. He spoke, he trash-talked, etc. Not trash-talked, bantered in MPLPA Season 12, and that's why he lost. I don't know. I always like players like this. I always like players who banter. I always like players who are confident. It doesn't matter, all right? As a pro player, you need to have ego. You need to have that confidence. You need to have a bit of, that side of you. And I think that's why I became kind of a fan of Nets after that interview, after he said, I'm the best goal laner. Because he has the confidence. And I think in MPL Malaysia, he will be the best goal laner. There's not really much competition there right now, unless, the other teams go and pop off. Unless Chiku goes back to the gold lane. Now that Chiku gold lane could be a menace. But other than that, really not much competition in gold lane. So Nets, I am very, very excited to see you pop off and help Udil, and Udil help you to become MPL Malaysia champions. Homeboys definitely going to be the favorites again to win MPL Malaysia. Next, Burdex Flash with two crazy transfers right off the bat. They have Farewell Donut and their coach Zemich. And now they got Rindo Owl out of nowhere. There were no rumors, no nothing. I just saw a TikTok video of Rindo and Owl arriving in the airport and the Burnex Flash manager picking them up. That's it. It's such a fucking crazy like announcement. But hey, it's a big one and it's a good one. Chama has been underperforming. I love Chama. I think he was amazing in MSC. I really liked him because he was confident, but he was also humble in a way. He was just well spoken, right? And in interviews, and Chama is a great character. But unfortunately, after MSC, his performance has been dipping. That's something that we cannot really, sugarcoat. And I think Rindo will be a very good improvement to the team because it will add a layer of competition. Chama will have to wake up from his slumber, from his dip. He'll have to work harder and get to a place where he's good again, right? And Rindo's a great player. The only reason Rindo doesn't get playtime is because he has to deal with a monster like Sensui in the team. Understandable. And Owl too. The only reason he's not playing is because he has to compete with the Filipino sniper. I mean, come on. It's super tough. So Rindo and Owl, Burnex Flash. Yeah. I think it's an improvement as well. You guys may have different opinions, but I think Owl is better than Donut. Owl is more complete than Donut, I would say. Donut's a bit more of a safe goal laner. When he gets a one, when he's not safe, but for the most part, he just farms. He waits for a point for a power spike and then goes in. Owl, on the other side, he's aggressive from the start. He can play. He can really, really snowball in the start, and he's a very instinctual, aggressive gold laner, which I really, really like. So Owl in the gold lane. I think Burnex Flash will be a team that is scary with Rindo and Owl next season. Next up on the list is Geek Fam, and technically Onyx, right? Because all we're talking about for Geek Fam is Nnael. Just recently, he was spotted in a fun match tournament in Onyx. So that has basically confirmed to us that he's no longer in Geek Fam for now, because he was only loaned to Geek Fam last season for 1 season. So now he's been called back to Onyx. He's only in Onyx Prodigy though, Onyx MDL. So I'm not too sure if he's actually going to be joining the MPL lineup, or maybe they make a deal and he joins Geek Fam again, and then he can play for Geek Fam again. Not too sure about that, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I think it's a very big loss to Geek Fam if they don't get Nnael. Because realistically, who's there? Every other Fairsick is free agent. But if they get Fairsick over Nnael, I think Nnael is more complete than Fairsick. Again, Assassins. It'll be a bit of a downgrade to Geek Fam. And I think Geek Fam won't really do too well if they don't have a jungler that's solid. And Nnael is pretty solid. You have to agree. Even though he does make some blunders from time to time. Some very decision making has always been an L for some of the Geek Fam players, most notably Luke and Nnael. Yeah, their decision making is it's very stupid at times. But hey, they can improve on that, and it's just sad to see that Nnael is going to be leaving to Onyx Prodigy. Hopefully they find a way to work it out. But Onyx, a lot of people still have been asking me, Mirko, where's Kyrie going? Where's Kyrie going? And I've been saying all this time, there's no way that he moves. He's making bank in Onyx. He's making stacks and racks and too much money, and he's winning everything as well. Why would he leave after 1 loss in the grand finals, a game loss? It doesn't make sense. He still was 2nd place and 1st place in every tournament that they've played. They've played MPL. All right, listen. In 2023, despite the loss at M5, it was a very successful year for Onyx. It was a very, very successful year. Season 11, Snapdragon, MSC, and then Season 12. And then they got Grand Finals, 1 game away from winning M5. This is not a big failure, guys. This does not constitute a full change in lineup. And I don't care what anyone says. Even Achil was trying to say, like, hey, we're going to play with full Indo lineup. No, there's no way. There's no way it's going to happen, all right? For Kyrie, I don't think he's going to move anyways, but no team will buy him out. It's too expensive. There's no way. So Kyrie, yes, will be in the team. But this is also something that I've heard from Yeb himself, that he's going to be taking a break this season, which is extremely sad. Onyx won't be as strong, I would say, without Yeb. Achil will be able to cover, for sure. I mean, Achil, I'm not going to discredit Achil here. Achil's an amazing, amazing coach. But what made the combination work was Achil and Yeb. They need Yeb and Achil. With one, it's going to be quite different. They can improve, maybe, but they can also, I don't think they will improve that much, but I also think they won't get worse. Sorry, I don't know why. They won't get worse. So I think they're going to be staying the same, As long as they don't underperform, they're still going to be contenders in an international tournament. They've also revealed that they will be going to the Games of the Future tournament, and this will be a redemption arc for them. They will be going up against AP Bren, probably, in the grand finals again. I mean, who else is there, right? It's probably just going to be Onic and... It's probably going to be Onic and AP Bren again in the grand final. So it's basically going to be a revenge match. Hopefully it's going to be a revenge match, unless, Deus Volt can pop off some way and destroy everyone in their way. Yeah, super sad that Yeb is taking a break, but he does deserve this break. Man's been popping off back to back to back to back to back. So much success from M3 getting to the grand finals, working his ass off. He deserves a break. But now we're going to get to the point where we're talking about the unconfirmed ones, which is Kelra. Where's Kelra going to go? Rumors are, here are the rumors, right? Here are the predictions, assumptions for the teams. Either Bigatron Alpha or Onic PH. Those are the only two teams right now in conversation from the research that I've done. I'm not going to tell you the actual, because I know where he's going. And it might not be these two teams. So yeah, but the assumptions for most people, Onic PH, Bigatron Alpha. I think more, for Kelra, I don't know. Does it make more sense for him to be an import, or does it make more sense for him to stay in PH? For money, import. For communication, PH. So I think for now, I'm leaning more towards Onic PH from these two teams, that have been assumed by the public. And then next, Eman. A lot of people say he's going to Siusun or Bigatron Alpha. Me personally, I've said it many times. He's a very intelligent goal laner, so I would love to see him in Bigatron Alpha. But, Siusun would also very much love to have a goal laner like Eman. They had Kusei, a substitute player for RGPH, who was very, very good as well. But Eman is definitely going to be an improvement, in my opinion, if Siusun get him. For both teams, it's going to be amazing. Me personally, Bigatron fanboy. Eman, come on, Eman, come on. Okay, Theo, rumors are he's going to go to EVOS. That's really the only rumor. A lot of people rumored him to go to RRQ, but now we already know that RRQ has Vren, so that's kind of already out. It's probably going to be EVOS. Everybody said it might be Bigatron as well, but Bigatron already revealed their roster, okay, like their coaching staff, so that also takes off Bigatron and RRQ. And now it really is only EVOS, right? Because Alter Ego, I think, is still Flindo. Aura still with St. Lucas, I believe. So yeah, I think the only real team to join for Theo is probably going to be EVOS. Tazz leaving EVOS. We've seen, I don't know if you guys have seen, the international viewers, but the Indonesian viewers have seen in Amat MOBA and everywhere on the news that he's been kind of spotted in the Alter Ego gaming house. And it does make sense. I mean, who else, right? We'll take Tazz. Because everybody already has a jungler. Bigatron has a jungler. They have Super Ken. Everybody kind of already has jungler. So the only two teams I would say is Alter Ego or Geek. Because a lot of times when there are big rumors like this, when there's a lot of hints leading to a player joining one team, which is Alter Ego right now, there's going to be a change. Everybody's going to be like, nope, never mind. He's not going to go to Alter Ego. That happens a lot of times, guys. One player is already rumored to join this team, and then he ends up joining another team. So Geek Fam and Alter Ego, those are the two teams looking for junglers. Those are the two teams that can actually get Tazz, but I think more towards Alter Ego because I've seen, the news on Amat MOBA and stuff. Next, though, is going to be Highs, right off of Rebellion, Zion. He has been playing a lot of ranked games and streams as well, so I don't know. He's been around. I don't know if he's actually in a team or if he's free agent, but a team that needs a goal laner, I can't really think of a team that needs a goal laner right now. I don't really have any predictions for Highs, so maybe you guys can tell me in the comment section where you think Highs is going to go. He might just be farewelled, and he might just be a free agent, and he might not play MPID. But I think mechanically he's still so good. And if a team, since we're talking about that, since we're talking about aggression and how his style can fit, he might actually be a good fit for Alter Ego. They already have two goal laners, which doesn't make sense if he does join. They already have Nino, and Ryzel's been called back, right? No longer at Homeboys. He was loaned to Homeboys, so he's now back. So it doesn't really make sense for Highs to join Alter Ego. But stylistically, it makes sense. They're very aggressive, and Highs is the definition of an aggressive goal laner. Next, we have Hijume. I think this one also, rumors are he's going to be joining Alter Ego because that's the only team that needs a mid laner. Udil just left. They have a very open spot in the mid lane department. They can obviously go for their MDL mid laner. They can also go for Ahmad, a player that has been playing mid lane for quite a while now. Played in the MDL as well a couple of times. So I think Ahmad would be a good choice to bring back into the mid lane for Alter Ego. But Hijume was a solid mid laner too. He was more solid than Krite from what we saw in the scrims, etc. Right, when Age revealed the data. So hey, Hijume going to Alter Ego, perhaps. A lot of rumors as well saying that Van is out of Aura in MOBA. So I don't know if this is actually true, because Van is a very, very good jungler, and I think it's very strange for them to, if it happens, it's very strange if they actually kick Van for anyone else. But we'll see who they actually replace him with, if they actually Aura Carl TZ. Like, if you're actually taking a prodigy like Van out, it's either another prodigy or a veteran. And Echo is Aura's sister team, so technically they can make that work, right? Yaoi as well is a free. Yaoi is rumored to join like Aura for the longest time, but it's so weird because I asked Yaoi and he said no, he's not going to Aura. And Midnight also told me that he's not going to Aura. So I don't know, but realistically, the only team. Everybody's gonna be saying. A lot of people have already tried to say like, oh, he's gonna go to EVOS, Mirko. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna go EVOS. It should be Aura. If he joins Indo, if he's in Indo, he should be in Aura. Makes sense, right? Because Echo, Aura, sister orgs. But from what I've heard from Midnight, from Yaoi himself, he said no. So, I don't know. Just take that with a grain of salt. I don't know, right? They might be lying to me. Or I might just also be hopeful. Because if Yaoi goes to Echo, I don't think he's going to be playing. Sadly, I don't know. But yeah. Sutsujin, free agent, no information on when he's going. But hey, he's a free agent. Geek Fam should take him. There's no question. Geek Fam need a solid jungler. Sutsujin, bro. Sutsujin, he wasn't the best jungler in Season 12, but he is an amazing jungler. Geek Fam takes Sutsujin. Sutsujin is a very smart, intelligent, solid jungler. Beloyski, Marky. Combine that and then a boy and Luke. Geek Fam would be monstrous if they get Sutsujin. Please get Sutsujin. Geek Fam, please. If you don't have Nnael, take Sutsujin, please, okay? And then Zace as well. Apparently he's rumored to join MPL Indonesia again, but we don't know. So, yeah. I think that's it for the player transfers, the unconfirmed and the confirmed transfers. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe for more content in the future. We're also going to be live streaming a whole lot more. So, peace out, boys and girls of the Mirko.